Good evening and welcome back. So, today I want to continue working on those marked locations that I have in the world here and kind of fill the world a bit more with stuff. In the background, there's a thunderstorm, so if at some point my power goes out, it's the thunderstorm's fault. But I don't think that will happen. So let's have a look here. The outside is mostly done. Just need to figure out the inside. I think I just want to build the whole tower and then figure out the rest here. One thing that I do want to do is give these pieces LODs. Because at the moment they don't have them because there's no LOD group, nothing like that. I think that would be level architecture. Let's do that. So we get 4 LODs and let's see. What size do we switch to the second one? Okay, that's interesting. Oh wait, do I need to save this first? Then LOD picker, LOD auto. So do we switch to another LOD? Okay, now we are at LOD 1. So that's really small, so I don't think that we need that like that. So let's see. LOD1 reduction settings 50%. But I mean, now we should be able to at least see this from a distance. Nope. Okay, so that's damn it. So I need to do this another way. I need to figure out a way to have the tower here as a really far distance mesh, and then as something if we get closer, something more detailed you can walk into. Yeah, because this is just disappearing. And that's not even a distance where we would be able to stand here and have a look at it. So basically, we will only see it if we are up on the mountains anyway. That's, like I said, it's not what I want to have with this tower. It should be visible from the, basically from the town already. Once you can have a look into the mountains, you should be able to see it there. Okay, let's go into town and have a look there. I just changed a few things here, so how far away? Okay, so the town I can see from that far away. The tower is gone. That's strange. So the roof pieces I can still see. At least in some cases. But I can't see the tower. Yeah. So basically, if I'm at the tower, I can still see the town. So I definitely need to change things there. Let's have a look. Let's go here. What do I do different for these pieces? So we don't have LODs for these. So that's why we can see them from that far away. But I mean, this has LODs now, so it should be okay. But maybe I need to set a different group here. Let's set this to a large prop. Not sure if that changes anything. Maybe change the distances. Screen size might change. Yeah, there's a thunderstorm outside. But it's still 28 degrees Celsius in here, so I need to have the window open. Otherwise, I would die in here. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so let's save that. Why is that disappearing? And the town is not disappearing. I can still see the roofs of the town here. I mean, some of them disappear, but not all of them. Could be, yes. Could be the level streaming. Let's see. This should be visible from that point. Let's just jump in and see if we can see anything if we are standing around here. Let's just look here and we should be able to see something there. No, the problem is the mountain piece is there. So that's not unloading, so it's not level streaming. No, wait, let's see. So is that on the top part? Ah, okay, so that part is unloaded at a specific distance. So I think I need to know what I need to do here. Was it? I need to. Which one is that? That's. Yeah, it's this one. So level 6.2. We need to give LOD settings to position. I'm not sure if that's killing anything on the stream, but it doesn't look like it. We can create kind of meshes from the terrain piece, and everything that's in that level would also be generated. And I think that we should be able to get the tower as well. No, it's still disappearing. Let's push the distance up. Let's have a look here. What do I have for these? So that's 50,000. So let's set this distance here to 45,000. And then at let's say 60,000, we generate the next step. Still removes that. Don't know why. I mean, it's not doing that for any other building that I have here. So let's have a look at those. What is different here? Let's see, do we have that? Maybe, but at a specific point they should be there. Basically, once the level loads, it should load, but I'm not sure why it's disappearing in the editor. And why this is behaving differently than all the other buildings that I have. Could be, but I doubt it because I had the same issue yesterday. It was also disappearing yesterday. That's why I wanted to look into LODs and proxy meshes and stuff like that today. But I think it's something different. Not sure what you mean by kept the area small and had more zones. Do you mean for the terrain? Because that's set to kind of the optimal settings for this size of terrain. At least the optimal settings that I could find. Maybe the information and the documentation is out of date and should use other numbers, but I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, I would love to have higher resolutions on my tiles, basically. Oh, it is a different level. All these here are the levels. And for instance, this is the town. And that's this chunk, basically. So it's different level tiles. It's world composition. So if I look here, that's the whole world. Not quite sure what that is. Oh, that's background questions. It should be a small level here, but for some reason it has some issues because I think some of it is in the origin here and other stuff is back there. Yeah, then I have the town AI and town pickups as two separate levels in here for small area that I only need in the town. Those levels will be completely unloaded once I leave the town and be a specific distance from the town. But still, I look at this. This building over here, and I'm quite far away from it. And it's still visible, but not the tower. Not quite sure why. Even though the stairs, for some reason, are visible. So let's see, what is different with the stairs? Okay, the first thing, it's a static mesh. It shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, the stairs stay. But these are also instant static meshes. Yeah. They still are here. Yeah, those don't disappear. Strange. So it's has nothing to do with LODs or anything like that. It's just some kind of glitch. Even though, like I said, the glitch was there yesterday as well, which is a bit strange. I mean, there's some stuff disappearing. So if I go here, then parts of this roof here disappears. But in other parts it doesn't disappear. Why is that? Let's figure that out. So the roof side, do we have LODs for that? No, we don't have LODs for that. So it's not an LOD issue. Yeah, that's those are terrain splines, and I use those to they're not passing, they are to paint the roads basically. You can use them to kind of level the terrain and paint specific materials onto the road, onto the terrain. You can also use them to set meshes, like I do here. So this fence here is set with a terrain spline. And I mostly use those for my roads, so that I know where the roads are, and I can, if I change something, that I can just quickly paint the roads back in. The only issue is that the fall off is quite high on those, so we get kind of ugly looking touches here because of the overall resolution of the terrain. So we get something like this. That doesn't look that good. But that's kind of height map and texture resolution issue here. Which we kind of can work around, but not in all instances. So why is that happening? I mean, it's kind of the same distance as the roofs are disappearing here, right? So it's a related issue. Yeah. But I find it strange that it's not happening for all the same roof side pieces, but only for these. And it's also only happening up there and not for any of the towers here, because I can still see that tower over there, even though I'm far away from it. Strange. I mean, I could also work with the cull distances, but don't think they are set up differently down here. At least I don't think so. Let's see. No, they're not set up at all. So that's not it. Strange. I mean, we can just save all and then restart, but I don't think that's doing anything. Okay, let's not load the lights level and just load that level that we need. That was 6.2. And it's doing the same thing. So that didn't change anything. I mean, it is some kind of distance culling, but I have no idea how to kind of disable it for specific meshes. I mean, it's not even the static mesh, it's just those instances of that static mesh. Yeah, here we still have the tower there. And that's basically using the same measures with the same materials and all that stuff, so don't know why. Okay, let's do something else here. Let's have a look at this one. Because I want to figure out a way to get up there. So let's load into town, see if we can find a way to get up there from town. In this case, the best way would be maybe here. Let's just see. It needs to compile shaders. I mean, the thing is, the LOD for the terrain bit is there. So at this distance, we still see the mountain top piece there. So that part works. Because as you've seen here, just loaded that level in because of the distance we were to it. That's also something I need to go through and create LODs for all the terrain pieces, so that that pop in doesn't happen. Okay, so how would I get there? Let's see. Maybe this way? But I think this mountain goes down in a moment, so there's no real connection here, I think. Nothing we can climb, at least. Yeah, it goes down here. Let's see, maybe. I also need to change the material. It's the material I created and it's broken, it doesn't work. It's causing some kind of issues with normals being doubled or divided by something, and it doesn't look good in some cases. Okay, so we could get up here. But can we get to the tower from here? Yeah, here we have a distance and LOD issue, for instance. That part of the terrain here is too far away and doesn't have LODs. But the top we have LODs for. So we have that floating there. Okay, let's see. Maybe this way. Oh yeah, this looks promising. And at this distance we should definitely see the tower. I mean, at the moment we don't see the troll library down there and the town, but should see something in the mountains here. Otherwise the player will never find that. So I need to make sure that it's somehow visible. Dude, I don't know where it is at the moment. should be... Should be over there somewhere, I think. Okay, now it's getting really, really dark. I mean, something easy would be beacon or something like that. Some kind of particle effect that's really, really big and really exaggerated. It would be visible over a long distance. I thought it was here somewhere. So there we have the shrooms in the distance. So it's over here somewhere. Hello. Ah, okay, I found it. I mean, okay, problem is it's quite dark, so seeing that in the night is difficult. But we are able to get to the tower from the town, basically. So that's something I wanted to test. Let's see if that works. Okay. I think I want to put a beacon there. Just to make sure that we can find it. Let's see. Crash beacon. Where is that? Oh, in effects. Okay. So let's put that here. Okay, the problem is the crash beacon needed to be in the persistent level. Otherwise we wouldn't see it. Because it would be unloaded on the distance. So I would also need to put any kind of indication that there's something here on the persistent level as well. Be it the beacon or be it some smoke or something like that. So the player can see something in the distance that doesn't look like normal nature. So that would be... It should definitely not be in the town level, that's for sure. So let's put that into the persistent level. No. Beacon. Oh, come on. Okay, so now it's in the persistent level. So even if we unload everything at a specific distance, it should still be there. Not happy with that arrangement, so that we need to be... Basically need to have a giant arrow showing us there's something there, and not be able to just put some smoke or something like that distance. Where's the crash site? What's this? It should be the crash site, right? No, that's camp ruin. Oh. So I moved the beacon into the level for the crash site. Crash site is on the other side of the mountain here. It's here somewhere. And though, wait, no, it's here. Just doesn't show. Ah, okay. Can't really see it against the bright background. It's just a faint line here. I'm not happy with that. I still need to figure out a better particle effect, because this is the simplest particle effect that you can create, basically, and push to the absolute maximum. Just so that we can see it from everywhere in the map, basically. If it's not obscured by some kind of background. Yeah, definitely need to have something else here. But I think I will just have a particle effect here that is visible at least at night. So that if you look around and look into the distance, you see something there. And then this should have some kind of lights. But I haven't set the lights all over the place here as well. Could do that. I could put on some lights on the streets and make this a bit more visible at night. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start over here and put down some street lights in areas where it makes sense. So for instance, there could be one here. No, that's not that. Should be fine. Problem is, if I want to use them to guide the player, then I would need to have at least one here. So that you can basically see from light to light if it's dark. I also need to put this somewhere where it makes sense that there's a light. And these lights are blueprints because they basically turn off during the day and only are active at night. Which is quite useful. Let's put one here and then one next to the gate on the inside. Let's put it here. Or we could put it on top of the gate here. Ah, no, that looks a bit strange. Let's put it here. Let's have one here. And then there would be smaller lights on the houses directly. But those are just the street lamps here. Let's see. Here maybe. Even though this is a bit of an awkward area here. Let's see. Let's put it up here. Then have one over here. So do I want them around the marketplace? Or just at those crossroads here? Let's put one here as well. So basically every crossroad. I mean, not here, but because there will be lights in the houses. Said earlier, so there would be, I think, one here. And then one up here for the town. Do I want here? I think I will also put them here because those are the barracks and this is kind of a patrol route or something like that, so it makes sense if we have some lights here. So basically the corners. I think that should be okay. Okay. Then let's see. Some lights there, and then let's put one here as well. Okay. Do I want them here? No, let's not put them there. Okay, so over here. One. And then next to the gate. And then one over there. Mines. And let's put them on crossroads like this. The only issue is that I just threw all of these lamps into the persistent level, I think. Yeah. And all these should be in the town level. Okay. Oh, thunderstorm's over. So let's open up the window a bit more. Okay, so now we have all these here. Where would I put that? Let's put it here. Damn it. Okay, let's move this back slightly and then up. That. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, so the next one would be here. I think that's still the same level. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. Switch over to this level here. And let's add at least one over here. That's a bit far away, but I think it's okay. Let's see, do I want to set them here as well? Yeah, let's put them there. Doesn't matter. So let's make sure that this is in the right level. Yep, it is. Good. And we have another crossroad there. Okay. Up here, which level is that? I think that's the town again. Do we have a crossroad here that we really need to put a lamp on? Yeah, let's put one here. Let's keep it consistent. Let's make sure that this is, yeah, that's the town level. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Base tower here. What level is that in? Okay, so that's in this level. Yeah, this level here. But the crossroad is still in town. Okay, let's put one there. Okay, so the next crossing is here. And we don't have anything more in this level. Okay. So that would be 4, 4. No. Even though 4, 4 has some stuff back here. So that would be 5, 4. Yeah. Okay, so this is 4, here. Yeah. So let's make this active. Okay. Okay, do we have anything else here? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, and then the rest should be on the brewery level, I think. Oh no, it's not. Interesting. Okay. be one back here, I think. That should. I think those are all of the ones we need. Because I don't think I have a pass up here. Nope, not yet. I think it would be somewhere here. No, then I would need to rotate this. No, let's put this back here first and then figure that out. Okay. This tower. I mean, it also kind of depends if I want to have the whatever cave here. Because then we would need to have a path to the cave as well. I mean, I kind of already have a cave here, but not sure if that's the right size for the cave that I want there. And also I need to figure out the good material for it. So where would the path be? Let's have a look. How's the path here? So maybe we can just go from here up the mountain or up the hill basically to the tower and then kind of swing around from back here to the cave. So basically you're up here, you see the cave, you see the path. That would mean we need to rotate this. Awesome. Damn it. So that's just a scene route. Oh no. Oh. Okay. So we're not rotating the tower. Nope. Damn it. Problem is, at some point I had this all in basically the tower is one object, or one object with child objects, but to optimize a bit more I threw them into one big instant mesh element here for the whole level. So if I want to rotate stuff now, it's really hard to place. Really annoying to move around. Damn it, I shouldn't have done that. But I kind of want to keep it like this at the moment, so we would need the road to be back here somehow. So basically running up the mountain here, the hill. So let's split the road here somewhere. Hello, thank you. For the trees, no. The trees I kind of painted with a big brush on the terrain. For the grass and the bushes, flowers and stuff like that, I used the grass node on the material. That way it's a bit easier to remove grass in areas where I don't want that to be. So for instance, if I go for these, get the segments here and paint this, you see that we have the road texture here now. And if I go for painting, road, just click on this and then painted the road here and remove the grass. Distance field, not sure what you mean by distance field in that regard, but the world is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. So it is kind of big, yeah. If I load the rest of the levels. I have the standard stuff. It's I think 50,000. It's the standard level streaming distance. And that's the world. It's mostly mountains and a bit of area around that I still need to figure out what I want to do with. But I'm just using the standard values here. Streaming distance for the levels is 50,000. For lights, that's the level for sky dome and stuff like that, and where all the dynamic lights are. That has streaming distance disabled, and then I have distance from for 10,000 for the AI and 5,000 for pickups. And I have a few levels assigned to these. For instance, the lights level here, which is basically all the dynamic lighting, and the skybox is not distance loaded, because if I want to go into houses or caves or stuff like that, I want to turn that off so that I don't have ambient lighting and stuff like that underground, or the dynamic light bleeding through somehow. And but can load it with with normal level streaming, just with a trigger that I walk into, basically. And the AI and pickups just unload at the specified distance. And so far it works okay. There are a few small issues, but mostly works. Thank you. So let's have a look here. So if I bring that to the cave, then it would be here. And for the tower, it would go up here. Be one there, and then we would kind of split it here. Thank you for the follow. And let me butcher your name, Yaya7. Okay, so there will be a bit of change here for the parts are only selected, segments, and let's do this. Okay. I mean, the blending here works fine, but for some reason in other areas the snow texture doesn't really look good. And here I need to paint around this a bit, but the rest is okay-ish. So let's fix the grass here. Come on, road. Oh, I haven't thought about stuff like that yet. I'm still in a way earlier stage. I haven't thought about wetness changes with rain and stuff like that. Basically, at the moment, there are no weather effects in, but I need to think about them at some point. What's wrong now? What did I do wrong? That I want to add weather effects at some point? But you knew that before, so it's nothing new. There's always stuff that I could add to the game. And I already have some kind of weather effects kind of in the project, but I haven't played around with them yet. Okay, let's remove that tree. Let's move this one over a bit. I mean, the thing is, the skybox already has some kind of um, dynamic cloud coverage thing in it. So I would at least have some kind of rain effect at some point and maybe snow in the mountains, but I'm not sure how far I want to go with it. Probably not further than that. So if we look in our blueprint here, where is it? Ultimate Dynamic Sky. I can change kind of the weather with, let's see, cloud coverage. There's a slider here somewhere that I could work with. I can't find it, but it's definitely something that's there. It's the needed part is something. What is my vision for the game? What do I want to have in it? And I want to kind of have a realistic feeling world in it. So there would be AI having a schedule and stuff like that, which is partially working already. Then I have then I want to have animals running around and stuff like that. So and weather effects would also something that it's kind of a nice to have thing. So if I really notice that it's a lot to do, then I might skip it. But if I can have it in the game and it's not that hard to do, then I want to have it in. I mean, a lot of stuff, like I said, is already done with the dynamic sky here. Yeah, that's kind of what is in here. So, for instance, the sky clouds should be moving. And also the weather should kind of change at some point. So it could either clear up or has more clouds in it. But the thing is, this plugin doesn't have weather effects on it. But I bought something that has weather effects, so I want to combine those. Basically, if the clouds look like it should rain, then at some point it will rain. Then I can just combine those. But that would also be in a... I think that would also be in the lights level, because that's something on the kind of overworld and something that's only happening if you are on the outside, basically. So if I'm in some kind of dungeon, I don't need rain effects. So basically, if I'm down here somewhere, so if I'm down here, I don't need the skybox doing stuff, the dynamic lighting doing stuff. Just need the lighting inside here, which at the moment is not there, but stuff like that. It's not really a dungeon area. It's basements, cellars, stuff like that. I wanted to create some kind of dynamically created mine at some point, but I think I will just add a few tunnels and then be done with it. Don't need to create too much stuff here. The idea at some point was to connect the mines with the brewery. So probably not. Because I haven't figured out what the inside of the troll library would look like. And what I had written down for the trolls, that would be a completely different style. And I would need to create automatons, I would need to create kind of escalators in a steampunk fashion, and all that stuff. So no. That's definitely out of the scope of this game. Maybe for a DLC or something like that, but not for this game. The only interaction you can do is with the guard outside here and kind of do the quest for him, and the doors will always be locked. But I had ideas what the inside would look like and what it would feel like. But it's definitely beyond the scope of this game here. But just think about it. That would be a lot of work. Oh, I missed the lantern here. Damn it. It's not necessary for this game's story. No, I know what he's implying there, and I'm doing a lot of work more than once for the game, and um, so I'm kind of doing a lot more work than is needed for this game already. So adding more stuff to the game would really um, break everything. And the thing is, I'm not doing first person to hide the character. I'm doing first person with full character. So there is a character here. And if you wait for a moment, you have a fly around the character as well. It would be easier, yeah. Just have a flying camera and throw out everything else, but I didn't want to have that. Not quite sure when you were here first, but yeah, could be a few years by now. I mean, I've been working on this game for 3 years, a bit more than 3 years, so I think you joined um, late 2016 or early 2017. Yeah, mostly. It's at the moment it's just in the evenings, um, 2 or 3 hours or so, and only during the week. On weekends, I'm doing other stuff, and but there were days where I worked full time on the game. I mean, it is day 536, I think. Check. Yes, that's me. That's true. Yeah, 536 days, and it's last few months. It's like I said, 3 to 4 hours per weekday, and but at some point I worked 9 or 10 hours on the game when I didn't need to go to work, basically. Then I kind of got a job and couldn't spend as much time working on the game anymore. Okay. So far for new locations, I have this up here. I have the pixie circle. Where's Pixie? And I don't have anything for the bandit camp yet. The problem for the bandit camp is that I do want to have kind of big, gnarly trees. And I would either need to create them or find them somewhere and make them fit into this. Not sure. And then I also need to create the bandits, which would also be a bit more difficult for what I had in mind for them. Because they're not humanoid. Not really. Maybe I just need to skip or change that and just have them be humans. Would make it all a bit easier. Can't speak. Then I would just add a camp here. It's kind of the issue. My vision for the world and stuff that I can create kind of clash a lot of times. Oh, we also have the goblin camp here. Placeholders for that. Okay, now I connected this with a road, which means I need to create the cave there. I think I just need to create might need to create modular pieces for the cave. Because I do have a cave over here that's also quite broken. And it has a few issues in a few areas, and if I cut that apart and make modular pieces out of that, would be better, I think. And I have the cavern over here, which is also just has a black texture for some reason. And let's see, what do I have here? Oh, that's why. Because I'm using a terrain material on those. Okay, so yeah, here I'm still using the material functions and all that stuff, so yeah, that doesn't work like that. Nope. What about this? Okay, I'm doing the same here. But I don't have the textures here. Yeah, okay, so I need to basically create proper materials for that again. Is there anything here that we need? No, not really. Yeah, okay. But the biggest issue is the fact that most of these do not really fit into the terrain properly. I think this is also, yeah, this is an issue here. In the inside is okay, but nope. Yeah, but I need to figure out a better way to do caves. Same over here. This cave is also not looking that good. And it's mostly covered by this, but it's still. I think I just need to replace this with some rocks here on the outside, and for the inside I don't need it anymore. I mean, I do need rocks anyway for the cliffs here to kind of cover them up so they look a bit better. Maybe use these or something like that. But the biggest issue are these overhangs and forming the terrain around the cave entrance. If I figured that out, then can do more caves and make them look good. Because I also need something that kind of fits to the terrain textures. Just not really the case for these pieces here at the moment. So if you look at that rock here and this rock, it's completely different. Interesting. Do have some kind of ferns here that I can use. More foliage to throw into the vault. Yeah, I just need to go through these and see what I can do with them. But not today. Yeah, I'm not sure about the bandit camp. I mean, the original idea for the bandits was that they are basically squirrels, and they're sitting in the trees and just want to have something shiny from you. And you should throw your money into the chest. And then if you go around, you would find one or two bigger trees where they have their houses in. But that's definitely too much to create. So I'm either completely removing this or just keep it like it is at the moment, that you don't see anyone and you also don't find anyone. Which would mean that I would need to remove this placeholder thing here. Yeah, let's remove that. Well, now do have a hole in here that I need to fill with trees. What level are we in? Okay, so this one. We do have the farm here with the creatures. And I do have... Okay, I have these creatures here, but they're also... forest animals that were in some kind of pack at some point. I'm not sure if they will fit with the rest. Let's see. Okay, I have a crow, doe, fox, pig, and a wolf. Okay, not there. Where did you send that? Oh, on Discord. Yeah, I saw it, but I haven't looked at those yet. Is it? Yeah, I need to look into those, even though I already have my pillars and stuff that I wanted. Don't think I need it. Because this is mostly done here. Might get better textures at some point, but the rest is mostly done. Oh, there's all the phones. Interesting. Now let's have a look. Shader complexity. Oh, they actually are not that bad. I thought they would be worse. Okay, so there's nothing more here. It's only those. Okay. I think these I can delete from here because I don't need them anymore. Wait, where am I? Oh, damn it. Cancel. I'm using the grass from that pack. Not using the rest, but I'm using the grass from that pack. Okay, makes sense. I have too much stuff in here that I don't use. And particles wind control system? What is that? Particle wind. Interesting. I have no idea what that is. Backgrounds. Oh, trees for long distances. Interesting. Wow, no, don't need that. Thought I had something else in here that was kind of animal stuff. No, okay. Stone, what's that? Oh, more cliffs. Okay, I have a lot of different cliffs, but I'm not using any of those. Even I'm using the ones in town here, but like I said, I need to figure out if I like them enough so that I can keep them. But I mean, these are even lighter than these, so I might not use them. And here I have weather effects. Dust motes, leaf, snow blizzard, rain, lightning. I have all that stuff, I just need to set it up properly, but ambient fog. Yeah. So it might be possible to just add stuff like that. Just need to set it up properly and time it properly. I think that might be the biggest issue with those. Proper timing for effects like that. Why do I have all those weapon packs in here? Strange. I mean, okay, I wanted to give some weapons to the guards, but not sure why I need all of these. So I have a weapon pack here, then I have kind of a sword pack somewhere. Yeah. Swords and shields here. Oh, this is just materials. This is quite useful. So that I can throw some materials on some of the clothing that I have to make them look a bit better. Let's see. This. I still have the Infinity Blade stuff in here. I think I'm using a chest or something like that from this, and like I think I can remove most of this. Let's see. If I delete that, what is that connected to? No, I think I should stop with that at the moment and focus on doing something, not just come on, please don't crash. Now I need to wait for that, but I will stop going through that stuff and do that offline. So what is it doing? Come on. Strange. Ah, there we go. So let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, let's still do that. Okay. So we have 10 minutes or so. Let's see, what will I do next? Okay, now that we removed the bandit camp because it doesn't make sense, I need to think of something that I can throw in here somewhere. Then I need to figure out caves. Good solution to kind of build caves and cave entrances and stuff like that. And then kind of rework all the caves that we have here. So I think that's something to look into for tomorrow. And then maybe change the terrain material. Kind of to the meshes that I'm using for the caves. So that fits a bit better. Because this is... I'm not happy with the way the terrain looks. I mean, I created this material here myself, but don't like it anymore. The other issue is that it's not aligning properly. But I mean, that's mostly a configuration thing, but something I also need to figure out. And I also need to figure out this horrible snow material here and the kind of blending between the two. Because this line is not what I had in mind for that. If I remember correctly, at some point I had this blending nicely, but not quite sure what I did to change it. Okay, let's see. Who do we have here streaming at the moment and doing game dev? Preferably on Unreal stuff. Oh, Weiss is still online. Interesting. I'm not sure how long he's online still, so let's see. Who do we have in category? Oh, there's someone doing character animation stuff. Sockets. Yeah, let's go join him. Okay, I will go offline, but if you want to join in the raid, then stay here. And I will be back tomorrow. So see you then. Bye bye.
lot of things here, but what essentially this is doing is putting out a query and saying, at this location, based on the radius of the sphere, what is within my sphere?